Okay, there it is. There's the lift. The lift has arrived. So the motorcycle lift table just arrived, and it looks like the packing is more or less all intact, and that it didn't get beat up too bad in shipping. This is the motorcycle lift. I bought this on Amazon, and it came today by Redaway Truck and Truck Freight, and they dropped it right here at my garage door. So I guess without further ado, let's unbox this thing, and we'll get it inside. There sits the Valkyrie on the Condor dolly, and eventually later today this Valkyrie is going to be on this lift table so we can start the teardown. And refurbishment and customization of the Valkyrie. I bought some more parts online. I've been buying parts almost daily. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool, I hope. And so let's get a move on. Took a side grinder and cut these metal straps all the way across. I think all the other straps are cut, so let's start with the top box and work our way down to the bottom. I think this is the ramp. I think it's a two-piece ramp. So we'll just set that aside for now. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is the side extensions. Yep. So those are going to get set aside. And the meat and potatoes, of course, is in the crate. Holy cow. Look at the size of the air hydraulic ram on this thing. It's got to be, gosh, I don't know, 8 inches in diameter at least. This has got something heavy in it. Yeah, there's all kinds of parts and pieces in here. I'm going to start unloading these. Just tip it up. Okay. Well, that went well enough. Now
Am I going to hit the wall here?
I don't think so, but, you know, tell me if you think you are when you get close. Okay. So we're going to lower it down. If it looks like it's going to hit, we'll stop and go back up.
Yeah, it's going to. Not by much, though.
Can you go a little more towards me?
I think I'm going to be okay now.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Going slow. Okay, now I gotta get this orange out of the way and clear this crate. That's good enough for right. Great, the crate. Look, there's a 5 or 10 gallons worth of diesel. Get rid of that. Okay, now I think if we both get on this end, we should be able to back it up, pivot, and go straight up the middle. Okay? Wish. Okay? So we want it straight up.
Okay, wait. Watch this thing again now because it's now on the ground. I don't want to be stepping on it. There you go.
Back up further. Back up further. Now well, it can be moved, but it ain't no picnic.
Not with the cycle on it. Once you put the cycle on it,
Oh, it ain't going anywhere with a cycle on it.
then it better be where you want it to be.
Yeah. Mainly, I think I need to go just a little bit more to this side, because if I need to, I want to be able to get the welder out here if I need it. I will need it. So we'll be welding on this project. Okay, so essentially, this is what we have out of the crate. Pretty sure this right here is center of the ramp. I believe that that's part of the ramp. And this is the center drop for sorry, I'm trying to shoot this off my gimbal and I'm not very good with the gimbal yet, but anyway, this right here is where that orange drop section goes, so you can get your rear tire off. This other thing right here, I believe that to be a scissor jack. Pretty sure that's a scissor jack. And then over here, over here is the side extensions. Give you the 48-inch width on it. And so okay, let's get to putting this thing together. This whole first section is safety. Then later, almost at the end of the book, you get to assembly. All right, I think I understand it. There's the capacities and such. It's will lift 1,500 pounds. It should lift the Valkyrie pretty easy then. It's only around 750. Lift height 32.5. Working condition temperatures probably not a factor. Humidity not a factor. Transport and storage not a factor. It requires 90 to 120 psi of air. And I have air right here in the garage from my large compressor out in another building by my barn. So that piped in underground. Alright, of course safety risks, do this, don't do that. Can't you read the sign? And carefully read everything. Okay. Alright, we're at the assembly instructions. Here we go. Here, by the way, is the dimensions. If you're interested in that, if you're interested in buying one of these lifts, this is made by APlus Motorcycle Lifts, and so it's 48 wide with the side extensions, 24 width without it, and we're at an approximate distance of 128 inches forward to from bow to stern on it. So yeah. All right. It's a nice wide one. I mean, wide this way. Pretty substantial. And some feet. Okay, we're just gonna set that aside for now. Itsy snubby little Zerks. That's the only ones I see right off. Okay. Looks like the this has a QD on both ends of it, this hose. So they just want that routed underneath here. So I guess we'll leave it right there where it is. And got our Zerk fittings greased. And and once we decide this is where we're going to want it, and we don't need to turn it on its side anymore, these wire ties get clipped because they hold these rollers on this track, and that way it doesn't get cattywampus off the track. So they're lined up right now, so I think we're good to go there. So I just live in a suburban neighborhood, and I don't have a shop. This is my shop. This is my garage. So one of the problems I'm faced with is I have no room. So I have to be really organized, and everything has to have more or less a place. I mean, I've got my whole technical diving compressor system in here that I built. for diving with mixed gas on deep wrecks and that sort of thing. So that's in here. Takes up a lot of room. And I can make all my own dive gases in here and have been for years. Fill scuba tanks, fill my rebreather cylinders, pure oxygen, helium mixes, the whole bit, trimix. I do it all here because the dive shop won't do it for me, so I have to know how to do it and have the equipment. So I invested in that over a decade ago and built that system, built those boards, built the whole bit. At any rate, what I'm getting at here is I don't have a lot of extra room. So I have my welding table that I built last spring. It's a fixture table, heavy cast iron, fireball tool top on that one. And then my welding and steel cutting stuff is over here. So kind of have these little areas I can walk around and I can use my machines. But the thing is, I wanted to make sure I had enough room here next to this table, the lift table, to get my welder through here. The dolly on the motorcycle here is going over to this other motorcycle, the Victory. So I've just temporarily got the Valk on it while I was kind of dinking around with it. Anyway, so the Valkyrie's going to live up here for the next foreseeable future while it goes through its overhaul. And I wanted to make sure I get my welder out of here because I know I'm going to probably be welding and fabricating, changing up some of the things on this motorcycle. So I need to be able to get my welder out where I can use it and get my fixture table out. Being that this thing with the side panels is only 24 inches wide, I should be able to maneuver my welding table out. It's on steel casters, and I should be able to get it out towards the door here where I can use it. I mean, I could weld on it there, but I kind of like to get it more not outside, but close to the door, so the fumes and the sparks and so forth are going out the door. And so I need to make sure I have enough room to squeak that welding table past, fixture table, and to be able to squeak my welder, plasma cutter, and MIG-TIG stick welder, multi-process welder out there. So I think I have that here, so I think I'm in good shape. Kind of strange, they don't say a word about this leg that shows in the pictures of this leg slid through there, but they don't mention a word about it. It's got a couple holes in it too, but it doesn't look like it bolts to anywhere directly. It just slides through this square tube at the butt base, and this cap goes on there. But I'm guessing you could put a couple of longer bolts through here and that'd keep it from waggling around. I don't expect it waggles around anyway. Maybe it's not that important, but it's kind of weird that their instructions don't even mention this piece. You just see it in the pictures, so I'm just going to put it through and kind of center it, and then I'll kind of maybe figure out what needs to be done about it once I get it in place. I use every thread on that thing, that's for sure. So I guess these bolts these holes just kind of go about there. I'm not gonna bolt it yet. But I believe what we need to do next is cut these wire ties under here. And I've verified that the rollers are on their tracks, that the thing is not off the track, which it looks like it'd be pretty hard to accomplish anyway, but Okay, so all this does is hold the scissor together on the bottom, so when you're lifting it. Scissor, and to ensure that the wheels stay on the track while setting up the lift. 2 or more people flip it to distribute the weight before adding air pressure or operating the lift. The wire ties must be cut away from the frame at the front of the lift. So I just did that. Okay, so I'm going to hook this together. So I have to put a air fitting on this so it's compatible with my style of air hose fittings. I just use these standard ones here, you know, that come with everything. I used to have a different style, but they were an odd duck style, and so I yanked them all and changed everything out to this style here, which are available everywhere from Lowe's, Harbor Freight, Home Depot. You know, I don't have to go to a gas hydraulic store to find the ones that I use now, so I switched those all out. It was one of the best things I ever did. Okay, so this is a little counterintuitive. You're actually, when you step on this end of it, the air comes on. When you step on that end of it, it's off. So I kind of would have thought it would be step on it like a gas pedal, but no, it's the opposite. So you know that. Okay, I think we're ready to go up and put the rest of this together. So wow, how about that? How cool is that? Okay, then it has this deal here, which I don't know how to work yet. And it's your safety stop. So right now, you know, the thing would come down if something let go. If it lost air or something, it would come down. So let's figure out how to get, oh, I guess that just, okay, so there's a latch up there. Okay, now when you get it where you want it, okay, so I would say probably the safest measure is to bleed the air off so that the table is on this right here. So you don't have to worry about losing air or anything. So, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 positions on that. And that gets it up. I'm not at the highest level right now, and it's at, you know, on me it's, you know, I'm 5'9", so it's right here at grind height actually. So you got a couple options. This has a table extension that goes on the front. And I guess it all depends on how long you need this lift to be for the motorcycle that you're working on. And so it has an extension, or this stuff can all be mounted directly to the main table. And the rear wheel would then sit over this hole right here, which sort of appeals to me in a way, because when it comes time to drop the rear wheel, I can just jack the motorcycle up on the table here, pull this out, this cover, there's a plate that goes right there, pull that out, and then have it ready to go to drop off. I just need to measure the wheelbase on the motorcycle and see if I need to use that front extension table or not. So it looks like 86 inches is plenty of length to me. I don't really think I need the extra length of that front extension. So it appears to me that 86 inches is more than enough for the length of the valve to go on here. This is 84. But the front wheel goes against the stop that's a little further out. So the bike should easily fit without the table, this front table extension. And it says here that if you don't want to use the front table extension, this all bolts up right here, or it bolts up there, and or you don't need it at all, in which case, you know, I think that'd be foolhardy. But supposedly there are three separate configurations this can go in, but I'm going to go without it, put it together, put the bike on it, and see if I like it that way. And if I don't, if there's some reason I need the extension out the front here, which I'd rather not have since I have so much limited room, I think I'm just going to go without it and put it together this way. And obviously if I need to put it together again, if I need it, it'll just be a matter of taking a few bolts out and going again. So let's give it a try that way. Saying the clamp one goes on the left of the table looking from the back, and the fixed one goes on the right. So there's the clamp arrangement. Then you got this stop. So that detent doesn't work too good. The hole's a little oversized for the ball, but should be okay. It's just a stop so you don't run through it. Alright. Alright. Nice. So those remove easily. You know, you get your bike on there, you can get this on out of the way. I like it. There's a piece of no skid that goes on here. I assume it's for their, I mean, that's where you spin rubber getting up there, I suppose, right? Let's put that on. Did it. I think we need to ensure that we're not going to fall off of this thing. So I'm thinking put the sides extensions on it so that if I have to put the kickstand down, there's something for the kickstand to sit on, as it would be off the table here. And if that thing gets over center too far on you and you're not moving, you are gone. It's heavy. So last thing I want to do is get on here and find out this isn't going to hold it yet, and that I don't have any way to, there's no real room to put my feet either. So side stands for sure right now. Not sure what that's all about. Let's figure it out, though. They look like either end doesn't matter. There's no front or back to them. So. disconnect the air too until I'm ready to raise it. Just in case. That's all I need is to be on there and have the thing start going up. I don't know it well enough to trust it too far yet, so we'll see how this all goes now. I love the width, holy crap. I mean, you can put a trike on it, I guess. Wow, nice. Had that set almost perfect. Oh. Woohoo! Long beach fuzz, righty tighty. Nope, lefty tighty. I think the best plan safety-wise is disconnect the air when you're where you want to be. Because, you know, God forbid you step on that pedal absent-mindedly or do something you weren't planning to do. The air is disconnected and bled off and it's on the safety lock. That's going to be the best way to make sure you don't have an inadvertent movement. Because an inadvertent movement with this motorcycle and what it weighs would be catastrophic. Or has the potential to be catastrophic. And the other thing is this can be disconnected and the hose can be put out of the way. You know, where you're not tripping over it, you know what I'm saying? As a safety, I have this special tie down that I use on my Condor motorcycle chalk and my toy hauler. I'm just going to lock the front wheel into this so it can't move. I doubt that it would move, but you know, like I say, an inadvertent movement with this setup is a bad idea. This tie down actually I got from an Indian dealership. This is what ties the bikes down in the crates. So I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, and I got one of these thinking, gee, that'd work well with my Condor instead of the little ratchet strap that they give you, or little Velcro strap they give you. I thought this ratchet strap might be a better setup. So there you go. I don't think she can go anywhere now. However, still a little tippy, right? So I think it is in your interest to remember where the bike is at all times and try to, you know, not get too rough with it while it's up there. So, yeah. And this is cool. I can, on the engine here, I could drop it down a little bit. And this is pretty sweet. So here I've gone ahead and I've jacked the rear tire up. I'm only up off the table about a quarter of an inch, give or take. And I can freely spin the rear wheel. Then if I wanted to take this off, obviously after taking off a whole lot of other stuff, I could get this off of here and drop it down through the hole there. So, yeah. That's the cat's meow there. For sure. Couldn't do it without it, really. I mean, it'd be pretty difficult. You have to somehow pick the bike way up. So, yeah. So I can get the rear off. The front's no problem.